Hi Taurus, how are you? I'm back. Welcome to the Spiritual Parlour. I'm so sorry for my long absence. What can I say? The end of 2018 was a crazy end to the year. I had some opportunities come my way. I took some, walked away from some, and it all worked out well because the main project I wanted to finish, I have done. So I can be back on the channel being a bit more consistent and restart my readings again for all of you. So, in terms of astrology for you guys this month, there's not much going on for Taurus. There's not many transits or anything too exciting happening. The only thing is we've got Uranus going back into your influence around the new moon, around the 5th, 6th of this month. So Uranus is like this planet of upheaval, sudden change. When anything crazy happens in life, it's normally down to Uranus. And Uranus under your influence, under Taurus influence, does calm it down. He kind of puts Uranus into what we call fall. So he kind of gets him to behave, which could be good for a lot of us because if people have had crazy starts to the year or crazy ends to 2018 like I did, then Uranus under Taurus could be a good thing for all of us, depending on where Taurus rules in the birth chart. Obviously will be where Uranus will be, so that area of life excuse me, could suddenly go from crazy to nice and calm. So check where Uranus, check where Taurus rules, check your birth chart around the edge, and sure enough that will be where Uranus will be for the next good, say 6.5 to 7 years, because it's a very slow moving planet and it takes a long time to transit through a sign. So that's the only astrological update we've got for you. So let's get into your reading. Okay, Spirit, let's tap into the energy of Taurus for the month of March. Moving forward, what does Taurus Sun, Moon and Rising need to know? If there's a message, please let it be known. Please let me see it, feel it. Oh, we've just got the Four of Wands fall out for you. So this is all about, like a happy home. Some kind of achievement on a small level. It's not the big, massive public achievement like maybe the Six of Wands, where that could be like promotions or job offers and so forth like that. But the Four of Wands is definitely about small level success, and it can definitely indicate a happy home as well. Four being the number of stability, the Wand suit being, representing all our passions in life. So it could be love, it could be jobs, it could be the home, it could be the family, whatever you would consider as a passion. The Four of Wands, or the Four, would be an indication of that with stability. Okay, so first card is the theme. Second card, what we got here? Another Four. So we've got the Four of Swords. This time, this is all about recovery. Swords as a suit is about our challenges. It's a mental suit, how we think, but it also shows us how we experience or get over or deal with our challenges in life. And Four of Swords is about recovery. As you can see, there's a guy here laying down. He's got his fourth sword across him, and he's got his other 3 swords around him. So it could be for some of you, what I'm picking up here is definitely some feeling of, happiness at home, recovery from maybe difficult times or challenges, even if it's not related to the home. But 2 fours would definitely indicate some kind of stability coming in for you, Taurus. What we got here could be financially, your energy here. King of Pentacles just flipped over now, represents all the earth signs, so Taurus, Capricorn and Virgo. But taking astrology away from it, the King of Pentacles is a very solid, secure energy. It's a king, first of all, yeah. So the kings are very well established in whatever suit they represent. This suit is all about stability, wealth, health. Any area of life that we class as our security would be the Pentacles suit, not just money. Anything that we would call secure. So it feels like that stability is coming in whatever area you definitely feel secure, and for some of you it could be financially. That is good news. What we've got here, we've got the King of Swords fall out. King of Swords, he rules over like fairness, justice, fairness, decision making, fair outcomes as well. Represents the air signs, Gemini, Aquarius or Libra. Taking that away from it, sorry, I've got a bit of a sore throat, guys. The King of Swords is all about fairness, you know, justice, and also honesty and truthfulness. Oh, I'm loving it. Okay, so fifth and sixth card will be for Taurus, their potential outcome and their advice and guidance. What does Taurus need to know? What's the message? What's the message? Okay, let's pull your main spread. Just make sure this is here. There you go. Alright, what do you need to know? Still pulled here in the middle, so we'll read from here. And your bottom of the energy is the Queen of Swords, interestingly. So, again, all air energy. The Queen of Swords, she is the ultimate truth seeker and the ultimate truth talker. No BS kind of energy with the Queen of Swords. She can also be someone who can be quite defensive as well, or needs to defend themselves. She's very, very independent, fully functional, you know, the kind of energy that doesn't really need anybody and is very, very open and honest. It doesn't matter whether you're a guy watching this, the energy is, you know what it is. It's that independent, open, honest, no BS kind of approach to life, situations and people. Let's see what we've got coming up. Okay, Two of Swords. Your energy here with the Empress. Eight of Cups, Three of Cups, King of Swords has made his way back out, and the Devil card. Okay. Looking at this straight away, it feels very much, I don't even really have to look at it for too long, but what I'm picking up here is that for some of you, you've maybe been at a bit of a crossroads with a decision or something that definitely means a lot to you with the Empress. It could be even business, because the Empress would represent connection to growth to business. But traditionally, you know, the Empress is about love, expansion, growth, fertility, that kind of thing. But what I'm picking up here is maybe a love situation. The way I'm feeling, intuitively, it feels like it's love. And I think for some of you Tauruses out there, you've not been sure whether you want to stay, go, say yes, say no, move left, move right. You know, this indecisiveness is here, is your theme. And the main issue is, you know, this love situation or this potential person who could be of an earth sign, could be another Taurus, Capricorn or a Virgo, or it could even be a Libra, because the Empress is like a representation of Venus, and Venus rules both Taurus and Libra sun signs. So it could be a combination of any of those people, or someone or something, situation, person, place, or thing, however it resonates for you, Taurus, that deeply means a lot to you. You've been at a crossroads with. It feels like you've deserted it though, and if you haven't yet, it feels like in the recent past you have definitely thought about it. With the Eight of Cups, you know, this is like abandonment, you could say. Eight is a number of movement. In the Eight of Cups, it's, you know, it is what it is. You can see it on the card, hopefully, because these cards have got gold in them and they do reflect the light a lot. But it's a guy here who has walked away from Eight Cups, completely abandoned them, just walked off, going in a complete different direction. And this is in your recent past position, so it feels as though if you haven't done it yet, in the recent past you have thought about abandoning a situation, person, place or thing here, and you've been at a bit of a crossroads about it. Moving forward though, so that's where you've been looking at, you know, a potential outcome and what could happen in this situation here. What I'm picking up is that at the end of the day, there will be some kind of reason for you to celebrate, Taurus. Whether you stay or whether you go is your free will, you know, from the recent past in your decision. But looking here in the present with the Three of Cups here and with the King of Swords directly next to it, which is like truth, law, order, fair decisions, as I explained when he fell out when I was shuffling. This next to the Three of Cups, you know, reasons for celebration. It feels like there's going to be something good come out of it. It also could represent for some of you as well that you could even be, if this is love, in a third party situation. By that I mean, you know, you're with someone who's attached to someone else, or you're attached to someone else and someone wants to be with you, that kind of thing. It can work both ways, but if you're not in that kind of third party situation with another person, it feels like there's going to be some kind of positivity or a reason to celebrate out of this dilemma that you've been in, because the Three of Cups is directly underneath, you know, the crossroads, the situation, like what shall I do, shall I stay or shall I go? And with the King of Swords next to it, representing the truth, the honesty, the decisions, the fair outcomes, it looks as though whatever happens is going to be for your greater good in this situation. For others of you, if this is, because I did pick up and feel like this is love, if you are in that third party situation, then I think your advice and guidance with the King of Swords is to make a decision, or to be open and honest and fair and truthful about this situation and what it is that you want. If you are in a third party situation with someone else and you've been at a crossroads about the situation, then I think your advice and guidance is urging you to make a decision. Make a decision, Taurus. What are you going to do? Are you staying? Are you going? Who is it that you want to be with? Or if you need to speak to the other person to get their truth, to get their, you know, what they want, you're being urged to go forward and do that. You've got the King and Queen of Swords in your spread. You've got the Queen as the underlying energy, which I said to you is the no BS kind of attitude. So for those of you who may be in third party situations, I think you are definitely being urged to take, you know, an honest approach. Whether it's you be honest with the other person or get the other person to be honest with you. For those of you who aren't, because I don't feel as though that is going to be a message for the masses, that could be for a specific few people who might be in a third party situation. For those of you who aren't, I feel as though the situation that you are in, there will be some kind of happy ending or reason to celebrate, but a lot of truth and honesty is going to be surrounding this happiness. You know, you've got 3 swords here. You know, that's predominantly what your spread's made up of, swords. So that is all about, you know, communication, speaking, thinking, and honesty. Now, as a future, distant future outcome, what we're looking at here, we've got the Devil card here. Now, this does traditionally represent Capricorn, taking the astrology away from it. This is a card of oppression, you know, being chained to something. As you can see here in this deck, you've got the Devil who has 2 people chained to him. And I hope you can see it with the gold on the card and the light reflection. But it's kind of that energy of being held to something or held down by something, situation, person, place, or thing. Often can be toxic energy. Sometimes it can even represent things like addiction as well. But I'm not picking up the addiction so much in this spread. It just feels more like being chained to something. Now this has come up as, you know, in your distant future as a potential outcome. So we're going to clarify this. But what I'm feeling intuitively is that this is very much linked to this King of Swords, your advice and guidance. If you are someone who is chained to a situation, person, place, or thing, and you've been at a crossroads about what to do here, it's time to make a decision. Do you let go of this toxic energy, or do you stay with it, or what needs to happen in order for it to get better? It's directly underneath the 8 of Cups, you know, the abandonment and moving in a new direction. So feel as though I'm being pushed to say to you that this is what, if this is resonating in the relationship, whether it's third party or not, this is something that needs to go because of where it's sat, directly underneath the abandonment, which maybe, as I said, you have in the recent past thought about. And I feel as though for this relationship to really truly work, along with the truth, this is going to be what needs to also go as well. So let's pull another card on this and let's see what we get. So, what does Taurus need to know about the future? This Devil energy. What's the message for Taurus? What's the message for Taurus? Whoops. What's the message for Taurus? Okay, that's too many. What's the message for Taurus? Oh, too many here as well. message for Taurus Spirit. Okay, I didn't have to, it just jumped out. Loss. The Five of Pentacles, okay? And you've got the Two of Wands as your underlying energy on that shuffle. So first thing to say is, where I said this, I feel like this is what needs to go, your clarifier card has come up as the card of poverty, the card of not having enough, the card of loss, okay? The Five of Pentacles, you know, it's like a loss of something. So as I said, this needs to go. This energy, whatever this represents, and it's in your position of, you know, potential outcome, the future. So for any positive reasons to celebrate, which you've got here potentially in the present, and any honesty to happen, I feel as though this needs to go before the future can really be rosy for this situation. And it's been clarified by the Five of Pentacles, which would be the card of loss. You know, in this part of your spread here, which is, you know, the past and potential outcome and future, you've got abandonment, walking away, loss, and you've got that toxic energy. So I feel like I'm being pushed very, very much to say to get rid of it, release it, whatever it is, in order for it to work, release it. Whether that means, Taurus, that you completely leave this situation, person, place, or thing that's had you at a crossroads, and that's what you have to do. I'm being pushed to say do what you have to do, you know, because don't forget you've got the King of Swords here urging you for that decision making and that honesty and that kind of no BS attitude. So if it means that you have to let go or release something, as you, or a person, as you may have been thinking about anyway, because it's here in the recent past, I think you're being pushed to seriously consider it if that's what needs to happen. If this toxic energy within potentially this situation can't be fixed between you and the other person, situation, person, place, or thing, however it resonates, whatever it is, you know, your underlying energy with the Two of, hopefully you can see that here, the Two of Wands, you know, this is the future. The Two of Wands is the future, and it's the planning card, it's the card of planning. In this particular suit, Wands is all about our passions, you know, what we love, what we want, our creativity, how we move forward and progress in life. And obviously the twos follow on from the aces, you know, it's the what are you going to do, the opportunity might have been given to you with the ace, now what are you going to do when you get to the two? You've got a plan for the future. You've got a guy here with the globe in his hand, like the world in his hand, standing at, you could say, the foot of the stairs, looking out, thinking, well, what's my destiny, where am I going to go? So I feel as I'm being pushed to say you need to be thinking about the future, Taurus, and what the future might look like for you, and maybe what maybe potentially needs to go in order to have that potential reason to celebrate, which is quite clearly here for you, providing everything else can sort of find its rightful place, is what I'm being pushed to say within this situation. However, this up here, whatever has had you at a crossroad or has you at a crossroads now, whatever this situation, person, place, or thing resonates, I think your future and thinking about that is a big part of the message, you know, and something might need to fall away in order for you to have a successful future, with or without this situation, person, place, or thing up here. Okay, let's pull you a fortune card. Let's see, what does Taurus need to know? What's the fortune message for Taurus Spirit? Okay, that's too many. What's the fortune message for Taurus? What does Taurus need to know? Taurus, Sun, and Rising. Message for Taurus, message for Taurus. Too many here. Oh, message for Taurus. Okay, there we go. So your card slipped. Proposal. That is very, very interesting. Proposal. Okay, so that's put a little bit of perspective on things. Some of you could be in a very well be in a situation where this regards a marriage, because that's what's come to me first of all as I've seen this card, marriage, the word marriage. Some of you could be with someone who you want marriage from, and maybe they are not willing to give it as yet, or that could be you, because it could work both ways. You could be with someone who wants marriage from you, and you're not willing to give it yet. But either way, there's that element of being honest and the future planning here that's being pushed forward. For others of you where this isn't a relationship matter, this could be something else that's kept you at a crossroads that means a lot to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. With the card proposal, what I'm getting here again is proposal. What is it that you propose to make this situation better, to remove this two of swords, energy of being at a crossroads, not knowing what to do. What is it that needs to be proposed in order to remove this energy of wanting to abandon something, or already abandoning it, or thinking of abandoning something? What is it that needs to be proposed for this potential reason to celebrate to happen? And maybe for this, toxic energy to be what is fallen away, or what is lost, or what is gone. So proposal is quite an important card. Proposal is about offering something, proposing an idea, proposing the way that you feel. It's offering something up for something, someone, or a situation, person, place, or thing to consider. So what is it, Taurus, that needs to be proposed? I will leave you with that for you to think about. But that's what your message is. That is what your fortune message is. It's down to a proposal, whether this is from you or somebody else. So have a wonderful month, Taurus. I think that's all I've got for you with this reading. But it does really feel like a mixed bag of emotions, I'll be honest with you, because I can see that whatever it is, it's something that you deeply love or means a lot to you, but it's had you at a real crossroads. And that abandonment as well, it's like one really, really nice, positive, loving card in the middle of two cards that are a bit like throw you off of the edge a bit, and you've got it from the present and you've got it from the past. So you're like in a real pickle over what to do. And looking forward again, you've got this real positivity here, with potential, and you've got the loss and the toxic energy here. But in the middle, you've got the truth, you've got the honesty. So it's a real mixed bag. And I'll be honest with you, it doesn't feel like it's going to be an easy, straightforward decisions to be made, which has just come to me. But I feel as though some important decisions and proposals do need to be made in this situation. So good luck, whoever the message is for. Thank you for all your likes, shares and subscribes. Thank you for hanging out and waiting for me to come back. Thank you for all the interaction. And if you bought something from the Spiritual Parlour store, or had a reading, or your astrology done, or any kind of interaction that I've had with you, thank you so much, Taurus. It's been great to be here, and I have missed you guys, so it's good to be back and being able to focus my energy on the reading. So have a blessed month, and I will see you in April.